Good morning, dear friends. Just some thoughts this morning for my community here and for others as well about where we find ourselves in these particular days of hardship. I think the deepest human experience happens when one's practice of faith speaks to and from within the facts, the reality of the situation. And this is where we find ourselves now, facing a reality that calls us to take a posture that affirms both the reality of the situation and the reality of God's embracing love that calls us to care for each other. Just a few points, a few thoughts. The virus is not a hoax. It never has been. Political posturing took advantage of a painful and complex situation to leverage the fear and the anxiety in the community. It has been a perfect storm to have the pandemic occur the same time as an election year that saw such toxicity and narcissism at the top of our political leadership. It is a very unfortunate part of the dynamic now, and we have much work to do to right ourselves and care for one another as a community. Also, the vaccine is not part of some widespread conspiracy theory. It is not loaded with microchips, and they will not make you have a tattoo as some sort of mark of the beast. Both of those I've had to deal with in my particular parish and community. Such ignorant claims are meant to incite fear and anxiety in the evangelical circles of the wider Christian community, and they must be rejected. The vaccine, friends, is the result of the dedication of human beings who were led to explore and dedicate their lives' work to science and medicine, and to dedicate their lives to the health of the community, and we owe them an enormous debt of gratitude. Pay close attention to how you spend your time at this moment. While the news media serves a noble function to get information out to us all, be cautious about any need to sensationalize the situation in order to gain better ratings and thus gain more revenue. We need information, not performance. Limit your intake of the media. We need to know what is going on, but we must also realize that what we take into ourselves affects us. Friends, we have an opportunity in front of us to reclaim our human decency and compassion. Already in my community here, I see this heartfelt and spirit-led capacity in the lives of our healthcare workers, of our teachers, parents, and our community leaders who constantly reaffirm the call to love our neighbors as ourselves and to respect the dignity of every human being. While we can see the reality of sinfulness around us and the arrogance, narcissism, selfishness, and willful ignorance that presses down on us all, we can also see the hope and compassion promised to us. So let us focus on the hope and take another step in the direction of the common good, in these days especially, as we're called to not only think of ourselves, but to think of those who live around us and those who we don't even know, and to care for each other and to lift each other up as the one community that we are. God bless you all in these days, and we'll be in touch.